Welcome to a new video where we've got 175,218 games now on Steam. Still growing. Okay, so as I said, a lot of these games sort of circulate. We're doing Steam games in alphabetical order. This is the top of the list. These games circulate, but I'm not sure why. But Shakabula is always stays at the same place. So let's play that. It's $21.95. Now it's from Skermunkel, which is Tian Gerber, a South African developer. A South African urban legend called the Shakabula traps you in your house. Could it be connected to your problematic past? You will need to find a way out of this horrendous curse. Creepy F full motion video plus 2D atmosphere, steer and click Metrovania navigation system, twin joystick hell. $21.95. No achievements. Released 2023. Now we've already had a history with Skermunkel, with N'Verlore Verstand. But anyway, the story here is the Shakabula is a mysterious South African urban legend that has taken many forms and is usually used as a character parents use to scare their kids if they are misbehaving. However, it seems that it is real and not all is well with it. The current state of the world and its memory of existence fading away, it has become confused and corrupted over time. Now it seems to be targeting you, and it has trapped you inside some kind of spirit realm, and you can't seem to leave the confines of your house. But you're an adult, not a misbehaving child. Why would it be targeting you? Could it perhaps be connected to the guilt and anguish you feel for your past transgressions and terrible decisions? Either way, you will need to find a way out of this situation, otherwise your soul will wither away and your spirit will be cursed to wander for eternity. As I said, we've had a past history with Tian Gerber. This is Tian Gerber here. He's South African developer wanting to put South African game development on the map, which is, I highly commend that. The problem is he's probably not self-disciplined. He is going through some financial crisis at the moment, and when you're going through financial crisis, that's mainly what you focus on. But he kind of is also a creative genius, and so creates the next thing and the next thing. He can't stop creating, and as that, sometimes bugs stay in his games and they're game breaking. So this is N'Verlore Verstand. This is level 8, as you can see, completely breaking visuals. That's what the game looks like. Just crazy stuff. That has never been fixed since game development. He's aware of it and never fixed. Level 12 is even worse. It's more game breaking. You got invisible buildings. The problem is you've got to actually jump up on those invisible buildings. They're not supposed to be invisible to connect to telephone. Pay telephone. So I'm actually jumping on a ramp here, which is invisible, and I've got to next get that one, as you can see, quite invisible, quite impossible without using third-party software. But look, I do commend him for his creativity. He's really got the gift there, and I do commend him for his passion to want to bring South African game development to Steam. There's not enough countries. We've got too much Russian development and too much Chinese development of a lot of rubbish, and it would be nice to have the different cultures from other countries also develop games and bring what they have. Shakabula is actually a bird. It's actually pronounced Sakabula if you're trying to do history, so S-A-K A-B-U-L-A, and I guess it's a bit eerie the way it flies around. But the reason why it's connected to a monster is because even though it forages for basically grain and food like that, it does eat insects as well. And what it'll do is it'll string up the insect and let it dry out. So parents usually use a scary story saying to their misbehaving child, if you don't show proper manners, the Sakabula will get you and will trap you until you learn manners. Because parents often use this, it's taken on various forms, and that's it. Nowhere in history will you get anyone claiming to have been taken by the Sakabula or been kidnapped or anything like that. No kid has said, "Oh, I was trapped by the Sakabula for ages." There's no. I don't think there's any news reports on it or anything like that. So this is basically what the bird looks like. The equivalent in Australia would probably be the bunyip. We have a story about a monster that comes out in the rivers and will take you. And that was used by the indigenous people to stop their children from going down to the river where it would have been dangerous. I say it's the equivalent because the bunyip didn't have a so-called it took on many forms depending on which tribe, etc., was telling the story. So there's many various pictorial representations. Unlike the Shakabula, though, the bunyip is kind of based on a real story. I say that because there was a lot of real things happening back in those times. Like there was sealing, and because sealing was at its prime, a lot of the sea lions and dugongs and everything else was going upriver, and so there was a large amount of encounters with the bunyip. Plus, European settlement was bringing in a lot of exotic animals. Fencing wasn't the best, so a lot of reports actually did appear in the newspapers, and some people even did die to mysterious monsters in rivers. So I kind of differentiate that, where Tian Gerber is making something that hasn't had any reality whatsoever, and he's trying to make it real. Now, the bunyip was also a spirit manifested as a real as a being. Sakabula is supposedly a spirit manifested as a boogeyman. Anyway, let's get straight into it. Now we're going to come across a lot of bugs in this game as well. I'm going to explain. There's two regions where the bugs are, mainly in when you first appear. A lot of people can't get out of the bedroom. I will explain how to get out of the bedroom, and there's a big bug at the end. Now, the whole game is not on offer here. You can only get up to where you defeat your shadow self. It's only early access. The rest of the game is locked up. You'll also be able to travel up and down paths, and depending where you're up and down, you can get power-ups, I guess, or different keys or different notes. So let's start here now. We'll start the game. Bit of loading involved, sorry about that. And apparently the developer stated to me that he's going to fix N'Verlore Verstand when he gets around to it, and he's also going to open this whole game up within about 3 months. So give him a bit of time. He's just going through some hard issues at the moment, and COVID really caused massive problems in South Africa. Plus he's got looking after his parents and other things, so he's got a lot on his plate, and I've asked everyone else to show him patience. Now, all those maps that load up in the right hand side, you're not going to go there because, as I said, only a very small amount is actually available here. All this is, what I understand, is you writing down on a piece of paper. So the Sakabula is in your brain, sort of thing, and you're trapped in your own house. Then the Shakabula will torment you, etc. I'm going to rush through this a little bit. Hello. I guess this is Sakabula talking to you, maybe? I don't know. Or maybe it's you trying to get over the Sakabula. Ah, there you are. You finally came to. Now listen carefully. You've been affected by a bad omen. A mythical spirit known as Sakabula has been struck. It has become corrupt. This needs to be fixed. This is serious. You are not going to be able to leave until this omen is dispelled. If you sit and do nothing, your spirit will wither away, and you will be trapped in the spiritual bubble for eternity, to be left alone with your sorrows, fears, and regrets. Now, how about we get going? Let's start slowly and just get moving. So you can move forward, which is just pushing the joystick forward, and the game tells you can move backwards, and at this point it doesn't work. It will actually move forwards. Fuck one. Oh, it seems you're doing fine so far. Now let's go get the to the grips of the situation. So it's telling you to look for these things. Now you're going to be stuck on an internal loop going forward, no matter where you push. It's just a loop. You will need to press the L1 or L2 button to get out of this loop situation. Oh, press start. Sorry. If you press start, and what that will do is allow you to get to the door opening. So you have to press start on your joystick Xbox. Once you got that, it'll tell you need to find a starter key. Okay. So to get around this bug, there's two crucial things. One, you need to pick up everything in this bedroom, and two, you'll need to press the exact key that it requires you to once you've picked everything up. So I'll explain. So this is the map, which you can, and you just press the buttons that the map shows you, right? Now, see that little icon? You need to press that on your keypad and get to keys and press the key. That's the only thing that will open this door up, so you can get to the door. Now we will come to our first boss fight. Another thing I would like to state while I'm fighting this boss, which is a tattered jersey, I'm just going to let this go because we're going to fight a lot of bosses in the first place. So on the full motion video, it looks like you can, it's tempting to move left and right, etc. You can only move forwards and backwards. I'm actually going to put the sound down a little bit if I can. Okay. Oh, by the way, you're not doing any damage. It's a tutorial. So you got to wait until it wants you to shoot. That's one thing. And the tutorial is harder than the actual game. So yeah, in the full motion video, it's kind of tempting to move left and right or to look around. You can't. They're dictated paths. All you can do is move forward and backwards. The more you try to move left and right, the game doesn't realize, and it'll move you backwards and forwards, and it'll be really hard to control, and you probably won't have any idea what's going on. Also, when you get into fights like this and you come back out of them, sometimes going forward will be inverted, so to go forward you'll need to go backwards. It's hard to explain, but you'll get the idea. But the main thing is to remember you can only go forwards or backwards on the full motion video part. That's basically what you need to remember. These are things that grieve you. For some reason, I'm grieved over a tattered jersey. Believe me, it gets stranger, so you're fighting these things. I'm guessing you've done something in your past. The three things that you can pick up, which I don't pick up in this walkthrough, is there's a note that says that you found a job and your mum's proud of you because you're not sitting on your ass all day. And then the job that you picked up is questionable for some reason. Doesn't really state why. Might be drugs or some sort of running that you're not really sure. Something along those lines. I seem to be under the impression it's illegal anyway. So, and that's it. That's as far as the story goes at this present point in time, and then you fight your shadow self. The idea is to basically find a key, unlock the next door, find a key, and battle these things that grieve you along the way. So I'm still going through the tutorial at the moment. As I said, I will explain all this as we go through. Actually, one thing I wanted to explain as well with the bunyip. The funniest bunyip story I have is... Oh, okay, we're now out of the tutorial. So we start into the kitchen, and what you have to do is coming out. See if this just says I need to redeem myself. So basically, I'm haunted by my past. I can't get out. I need to my self-esteem's to restore my self-esteem. I need to, you know, get rid of the Sakabula, something along those lines. So this is the gate we need to get past. To do that, we need to go back to the kitchen and find the key to the kitchen. When you get parts like that, wherever they correspond to the buttons on your controller, B, A, Y, etc. Press LT whenever you go into a new spot, and press B, A, Y, whatever. As you journey up, you'll and press L1 or L2, you'll get these. And going backwards, you'll also find items. Mostly, you'll find bread to eat and keys. There'll be items you can't pick up, or and all those items are locked away. You can't access them. So I've got the key now. I'm going through this gate. Next thing we want to do, oh, we're in a battle. Okay, so we're haunted by a cigarette butt and a lonely sock. Okay, so basically you just need to take out one of these things and pick up the triangle. The triangles are basically feathers, which is to the Sakabula bird. And I guess the more feathers you get, eventually you'll be able to collect those things you can't pick up because they're too heavy or they demand too much of it. So it will require going around the house quite a bit. Sometimes the game lags. There's nothing really I can do about that. It doesn't optimize the best. But anyway, we'll keep going through this. So as you can see, at the current state, it's not worth $21.95. You might as well just download the free demo and play it for yourself. I'm not sure how far you can get in the free demo. So we want to press the forward one. We want to go on this loop. So if you look at the map, I'm on a loop trail, and I'm pressing. I need to go around, and I need to press L2, and there should be a key somewhere here. That was bread. Let's keep going. Should be a key somewhere on this loop, I think. There we go. There we go. There's the main yard gate, so we can go outside of the house now. I'm going to show you the majority of what's available. There's some things I'm not going to show you. Now we're haunted by a cigarette butt again, and an abandoned shirt. And again, we get through the same sort of. We just got to get these things, do as much damage to one of them as the time before the timer goes down, and hopefully we can take one of them out, do 100 damage on one of them, and then we'll. Then you've got some of these defense things just happen too quick, and you don't get enough time to really register what's going on. It takes the brain a while to register. Plus, I'm not the best with controllers. And this game is controller. It's not really keypad orientated yet for PC. So you have to have an Xbox controller or something that's compatible. Okay, we're going to continue on. The sound's great, the music's great. This is evidently, I'm assuming, Tian Gerber's house. So in his bedroom you probably saw his computer. Not the best. So if you want to break into his house and donate a computer, you know, all good for you. Don't take anything. Just break in and give him something. support your indie dev. All right, so we're now going to go through this gate up ahead. And this is his back garden. His swimming pool needs a bit of work. What's growing in there? That's like mosquito heaven, that one. My goodness. Okay. And just follow the path. We've got a sad leaf. In the next upgrade, these sad leaves are ridiculous. I cannot stress how ridiculous they are. You get 3 depressed leaves and sad leaves, and it's game over. I don't show you in this video walkthrough, but yeah, believe me. And there's so many encounters, and I think the encounters really got to me because again, Tian Gerber hasn't made it public that the whole game's not on access. So I did not know if you could get past your shadow self. No, you can't. Don't waste as much time as I have because you can't do anything. And I've spent so much time in this game, I know where the bugs are, how to get around them, etc. So the key's down here. I think it can be on a loop in the garden. As I said, I'm not showing you the whole garden. It basically, there's a loop which you, just a big loop with a couple paths. I'm kind of rushing through the game, so yeah, I'm just showing you what's completely on offer here. There's supposed to be secret shortcuts that you can take. Got another sad leaf to defeat. And there's no real point picking up the triangles. It might be point to it when you can unlock a lot of the game. There's none of the story unlocked, so when you, in the introduction, when you saw me open up the inventory to get the key, you probably saw that there's story and there's lore and all those. None of those chapters are of any use at the moment. Anyway, I was going to tell you what my funniest Bunyip story I read, because I researched Bunyip when I was doing Australian history, and in one of the newspapers where the Ghoul Inlet is, a farmer saw a floating mammal trying to make its way upriver and shot it dead on between the eyes. And it was quite dark, but he wanted to go out, so he tied a rope around. He went back to the village, told a couple people, and then tied a rope around and went out into the raging ocean, which met the because it can be quite treacherous around that area, to where the ocean meets the river, and wanted to drag in his kill so he can finally rest assured all the people that he's killed the Bunyip and bring in the carcass. So there he is. He brings he goes out there, brings this massive heavy thing in, and his pride turns to absolute dismay when he realizes what he had in fact killed was a lady's fur coat. That was it. And all the villagers were like, oh, really? There were a lot of shipwrecks in Australia, and sometimes cargo would fly overboard and everything else, and a lady's fur coat was you know, in the middle of the ocean, travelling upstream, and that is what he shot with a musket in what he thought was in between the eyes. I kind of laughed about that one. Anyway, there were hundreds and hundreds. There was a flurry of activity when it came to bunions. I'm not sure how much, and I would like it if Tian Gerber actually put in, when it came to the law, all the different things that he knows about the Sakabula. Was it in the newspapers? Has anyone claimed to be kidnapped by the Sakabula? From what I've talked about with parents, every parent kind of made up their own story of what the Sakabula was and how the monster looked. There wasn't any, you know, general consensus. This is what Sakabula looks like. And it was just linked to the bird for that reason, because the bird strings up insects and lets them dry out before it consumes them, sort of thing. And so the monster naturally was connected to the Sakabula bird for that reason. Some state it's because the Sakabula bird has an eerie flight and so forth. That's about it, really. Not a really scary monster. South Africa definitely has a lot of scary stories. It isn't one of them, though, I would say. It is interesting how Tian Gerber is trying to put a whole new side to it. So you've just seen, I've gone into laundry. I'm killing adamant knives now. What's an adamant knife? Actually, this one's hard because it'll shoot you a volley of, and you're not sure. Like there, I took a bit of damage. If you do take damage, just eat some bread and you'll be up. There's enough bread out there to last the first part. It's the next part after you defeat your shadow self. You can run out of bread quite easily. Because the enemies become a lot more hostile. So I'm actually going to show you a little incy-wincy bit more than what the game actually is cut off to show you. There is a way for me to show you a little bit tiny as a sneak preview. So this is it. This is the big boss fight. This is Shadow Self. Well, did I have chemotherapy? Why do I look like that? Am I male? I don't even know if I'm male or female there. So I'm basically just taking out one enemy, same thing. You'll have to defeat your shadow self 3 times. This is apparently a big boss fight. It's just drawn out. It's not long. It's just drawn out. I'm not actually sure what to do here. Anyway. Oh, maybe I've got to push the left joystick in. I just realised that. So anyway, we'll try it out if it shows up again. So that's aggravating when you've only got 12 hit points to get on the enemy and you still got to go through everything all over again. Running away is too hard as well. Like if you come across 3 depressed leaves, you need to run away. And it is so hard to, the button combination, it's really not fair. Running away should be easy. You're just running away. The intelligence is knowing you're not going to defeat this boss. You need to get out of it. Especially if you're low on health. Can I get it? Oh, got it. Some of them are pretty hard. And I don't really tell what's the difference is. Maybe I'm just doing double damage. Because he's still firing at me at a constant rate. And what else we got here? Okay. So this is second time I think I'm defeating him. What else can be said about this? What I did try and explain to him is I understand he needs to concentrate. So he's created another game called Boomslang. I haven't played that one. But he's porting that over to consoles, so that's his major focus at the moment, so he can get his head above water, support his family, and then he hopefully will return to this, release the full game in 3 months, and then fix N'Verlore Verstand. And what I explained to him is I understand him needing to move on, but having big game-breaking bugs like that in his game isn't doing his reputation a lot of good. So, you know, where if he does communicate more openly to people and say, look, I'm going to return to this in 3 months. And if you tell people you're going to return to it in 3 months, you return to it in 3 months. You know what I mean? You write in your diary, you do that. And fix the bugs, because as I said, it's not doing his reputation much, and customers, once they've experienced that, going to be second guessing whether to buy another one of his games. So that pushing left joystick in was what LB is. Okay. This is the last time I've got to defeat Shadow Self, and then we're at the end of the game. There's a lot more to the game. When the game started, you probably saw all the maps flashing up on the right hand side. Ugh, how many have we gone through? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we've gone through like 5 of those maps. So there's a lot more on offer that we just haven't seen. We haven't seen Tian Gerber's whole entire house. He also hasn't showed us the code to his alarm system. So if you can do that, mate, much appreciated. we need to know so we can drop off a computer for you. Why does he have a daffodil Big Sun cardboard cutout? Why does he have gates everywhere with padlock? And why is it why does he have like a tool shed in the lounge room? So you don't click on that gate. If you click on that gate, the game will lock up. Instead, what you need to do is come back here to the toilet, and when you relieve yourself, you save. So saving, relieving yourself, and after having defeated my shadow self, I need to take a big dump. You know, I need to do a big poo-poo. And doing poo-poos, I'm basically apparently saving myself. So, here we go, we're in the toilet. This is what his toilet is. You need a bit of bleach here, bud. And now I'm going to reload the game completely. And by doing that, so I'm logging out of Steam. I've come back into Steam. I've uploaded the same file. And what that will do, it won't let me get past the gate because he's locked the key away. But all the enemies will change to the harder version. And if you want to go around and have a look at how they become harder, I'm only going to show you one, but go out into the garden if you've bought this game and go find a depressed leaf. see what you're up against. Okay, and then he talks about, I want to put it on normal, and then I want to put it on nightmare difficulty. You don't need to put it on nightmare difficulty. Just go find a depressed leaf. That's nightmare enough. Anyway, so it's still taking a while to learn. So we're just going to find an enemy, so I can show you how the enemies change. And I'm interested in the game. I really do wish the best for this developer. I like the fact that he's bringing more cultures to Steam. There's not enough variety. It's always the same. And his games aren't rubbish. They're not scam. I think he lacks a bit of self-discipline. I think he you know, his creative juices sometimes get the best of him. And sometimes when you're in hot water, you're so focused on getting out of hot water. But as I said, look, mate, if you can buy out that time to fix those bugs, it's going to do your customer base that's already supporting you the world of good. You know, people like myself will only shout praise about your you as a developer. So this is, we're going to now fight some clammy socks and a gross t-shirt. It's well, I can understand everything else. So as you can see, like this thing is going crazy. The sad depressed leaves do something similar to the socks, but they fire, like they explode in bullet fire, where the clammy socks didn't really do that. And you also get little barriers that you can now hide behind to stop yourself from getting hit. So you can, all the enemies do change quite rapidly in difficulty. You still have to pick up the triangles, which are supposed to be Sakabula leaves. So as you can see, this one's firing at a flurry of activity, but we've managed to defeat it. And that's about it, really. That's the entire game. That's all that's on offer at the moment. Not worth $21.95. Download the free demo version or support the developer by buying one of his other games. Until later, bye for now.